Today I have a special guest with me, Dr. Deepen Sinha. What more, how do I introduce him to you? He's a scientist, he's an entrepreneur, he is a social worker, he runs a charity, and much more. Dr. Sinha, welcome to Vision Television.
Thank you, Pranav. Thanks for having me. I'm really pleased to be here with your talented team.
It's such a wonderful, how do I begin? Dr. Sinha he did his engineering in India at IIT Kharagpur. Then he did his master's in US and then went on to do his PhD. He went on to work with AT&T, then the company spin off, and then he worked for Bell Labs and Lucent. And then the most amazing thing happened to him in what you call when he set up 2003
Right.
when he set up ATC. ATC is generally understood to be air traffic control, but never mind, this ATC is even beyond that. Tell us how ATC happened, sir.
So it is actually, the full name is ATC Labs. So this has been in some way a continuation of my work at Bell Labs. I worked in audio technology research for several years, and around 2003 when the company was going through some transition, I thought that instead of doing another job, maybe I want to really explore my future vision and my dreams and pursue setting up my own company that will give me flexibility to do the things that I want, and also eventually it ended up giving the flexibility that I wanted in terms of traveling back and forth between India and US. Many years ago I had said that my ideal life is that I spend two weeks in US and 2 weeks in India, and in some way this company is allowing me to almost do that.
And you're saving few, what do you call, sunlight time?
Right.
Maybe
Daylight time.
Daylight time. You're saving few daylight time as well.
Right.
While you travel from India to US
Yes.
and the other way around.
Right.
You started this company in 1993.
2003.
2003, sorry,
to be
I
precise.
beg your pardon. You started
Right.
this company in 2003.
Right.
And before that, you have been into US and you have already almost 20 patents or patents.
Yeah, actually about 28 right now.
Yeah, amazing. How has been that journey from IIT Kharagpur to 28, 29 patent that you have applied for or you are in the process of getting?
Right. It has been a wonderful journey. I mean, I feel I've been truly lucky and blessed in terms of some of the breaks I've gotten, but also what it has boiled down to is trying to pursue a vision. I mean, what you need to have a vision for your life, and you need to pursue that. So always, when I was working with Bell Labs, I always thought that I'll end up doing this thing, setting up a company that will allow me to do my research work on one side, and also do some of the social work that I wanted to do, and also in terms of reconnecting back with India. So that's how the ATC Labs evolved, and it has. In this, we do some very cutting-edge audio and video technology research work, including in the Noida Center that we have set up in India. A lot of US companies come here and do like what's called body shopping, that you hire engineers to implement some software or optimize software. But we actually do a lot of research and development in India because the talent exists here and of course also in US. So the team that is here ends up doing the cutting edge research that it should do because the people have the talent to do that. So that's the vision of ATC Labs, that we go from core research all the way to final products.
If I may recall a name, Dr. Bose.
Right.
You are also working on sound technology. The jargons are too big, high sounding to memorize and to know about them, but they are really very cutting edge technology, as you have said.
Right.
Do we see another Dr. Bose in terms of Dr. Deepen Sinha with already 20 patents in his name?
Well, I wouldn't have the temerity to suggest that I'm anywhere close to Dr. Bose. I mean, he's truly a giant in the field of audio, but of course he's somebody we all take inspiration from. And
we all bow our head.
Right, bow. So maybe if I can achieve a fraction of that, maybe I'll be happy in terms of what I can contribute to the audio technology and the audio field. So
how has been, somebody who went from India, who studied in IIT Kharagpur, and went and did wonders in United States of America, how has been this journey for you as an individual, apart from the successes and the study and the professional successes that you achieved?
So it has certainly truly been very rewarding, and I really am indebted to two countries, the support and education that I received in India, as well as the support and opportunities I received in the US. So if somebody asks me where your loyalty lies, I always like to describe myself as somebody having split loyalties in a good way, that I actually mean well for both the countries, both US and India. India is of course my motherland, and this is where I got my breakthrough. I mean, the poor taxpayers of India really paid for my education in IIT. Back in 1986, when I graduated from IIT Kharagpur, the tuition was like 200 rupees a year, not even a month. So getting a world-class education for 200 rupees a year, you can see the kind of sacrifices that the taxpayer or the public of India made to make my education possible. And then when I went to the US, I kept getting the support from one mentor after another, and the breakthroughs in my university and also in Bell Labs. The research mentors, they really helped me move forward and realize my potential. So I feel that I have really gotten a lot from these two societies and two great nations. And in fact, last several years, the two countries are coming together, so that gives a lot of pleasure to a person like me, that we are connected to both these, our motherland India as well as US. So as an individual, it has been rewarding and challenging. There have been a lot of challenges. I'm not saying it has been without challenges, but over time it has really shaped me, the two country experience, and I feel it has made me a better person in many ways.
It's such a wonderful feeling when you express your sensitivity towards the 200 rupees when you had to pay for your education, and the subsidy that government is paying for all the IITs, and you still remember at this advanced stage or at this very senior level, and the mentoring that happened in USA when you were with Bell Labs. Everybody knows on the earth this is the place. If you want to do cutting edge technology research, this is the place. And how has been your journey during the Bell Lab days?
So it was excellent. I was really lucky to work with some truly great people. For example, the co-researchers in the field of audio and speech, people like Nikhil Jayant, Vishnu Atal, who are of Indian origin but who are at Bell Labs, and also true giants in the software area like Ken Thompson, who was the inventor of Unix. And you walk in the hallway and you run across somebody who, for example, invented the C language, or who was the pioneer of speech recognition. So working with some of these truly great researchers, that really opened my mind and challenged me to do some of the work that I ended up doing. And also giving me a feeling that we need to be innovative, to always be full of new ideas as we progress through our career. It does not matter if you have worked 10 years, 20 years or 30 years, but you always need to look for new ideas and be careful about that, be sensitive.
आप सुन रहे हैं तरंग ऑनलाइन रेडियो पे, इस वक्त हम लाइव जा रहे हैं तरंग डिवोशनल रेडियो पे, इस वक्त हम लाइव हैं। आप हमारे विजन टेलीविजन स्टूडियो में आप सुन रहे हैं डॉक्टर दीपेन सिन्हा जी को, और हम फेसबुक पे भी लाइव हैं और यूट्यूब पे भी लाइव हैं। डॉक्टर दीपेन सिन्हा, आपकी ज़िंदगी गोंडा, यूपी के एक कस्बे गोंडा से शुरू हुई, डिस्ट्रिक्ट है आज, वहाँ से आपकी क्या यादें हैं? आप, ऐसा बताया जा रहा है कि आप हमेशा कोशिश करते हैं जब भी आपको वक्त मिलता है आप गोंडा में जाते हैं, और वहाँ एक चैरिटी भी चलाने की आप एक मुहिम आपने शुरू की, और बहुत सारे लोग आपसे बहुत प्रभावित हो रहे हैं।
नहीं तो गोंडा से तो हमारा हमेशा से बहुत ही प्रेम रहा है, वहीं से हमारी लाइफ शुरू हुई। एंड वहाँ के गवर्नमेंट इंटर कॉलेज से, जहाँ से हमने 12th किया। इनफैक्ट जब हम वहाँ IIT गए थे 1980s में, तो उस साल गोंडा डिस्ट्रिक्ट से कई साल तक कोई भी IIT में सेलेक्टेड नहीं हुआ था स्टूडेंट। तो जब हमें वो अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली IIT जाने की, तो उसके लिए हम गोंडा के लोगों को बहुत ही और अपने पेरेंट्स को के बहुत ही आभारी हैं। तो हमें हमेशा जब भी US में थे तो ये आइडिया था कि हमें वापस रिकनेक्ट होना है। बीच में कुछ समय ऐसा आया जब हम 2-3 साल तक वापस नहीं आ पाते थे, जब हमने अपना करियर शुरू किया था। तो धीरे धीरे फिर एक बार ATC लैब स्टार्ट किया, तो यहाँ इंडिया में जब डेवलपमेंट सेंटर स्टार्ट किया, तो दैट गेव मी एन अपॉर्चुनिटी टू रिकनेक्ट विद गोंडा। तो गोंडा में समय अभी हमारा काफ़ी काम चल रहा है। वो हमारे फादर की स्मृति में RN सिन्हा फाउंडेशन चैरिटी शुरू की है, जो उनके विलेज से पहले काम शुरू करके काफ़ी अच्छे काम कर रही है। जैसे टॉयलेट्स अभी उस विलेज में जहाँ ऑलमोस्ट जीरो टॉयलेट से अभी करीब 25% फैमिलीज के पास टॉयलेट हो गए हैं। इलेक्ट्रिफिकेशन हो गया है, जो गरीब हैं जिनके घर नहीं हैं, घर बन रहे हैं, उनके मेडिकल ट्रीटमेंट का और उनको ट्रेनिंग का, तो वो सब काम हम लोग वहाँ करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं। और अब एक काम अभी रिसेंटली और शुरू किया कि गोंडा में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट, हमारे गांव में अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट की बहुत प्रॉब्लम थी, तो एक इंडस्ट्रियल यूनिट भी हमने वहीं शुरू किया है, ऑलमोस्ट प्रॉफिट के लिए नहीं, बट उसको जो एक बहुत अग्रेरियन एरिया है उसको इंडस्ट्रियल एरिया में कन्वर्ट करने के लिए, तो वो एक प्रयास भी चल रहा है। तो फाउंडेशन का काम, उसके साथ ये जो हमने अपनी फैक्ट्री की एक सब्सिडरी स्टार्ट की है, नौबस्ता इंडस्ट्रियल प्राइवेट लिमिटेड NIPL, जो नौबस्ता इज द नेम ऑफ द विलेज, तो वो यहाँ पे वो काम भी कर रही है।
आप सुन रहे हैं तरंग ऑनलाइन रेडियो और हम लाइव इस वक्त हैं तरंग डिवोशनल रेडियो पे भी। You can reach us by phone at 918076515978. Log on to our website at www.pmipl.in and click Tarang Online Radio and Tarang Devotional Radio. You can also download our app from Google App Play Store. If you have an Android phone, you can listen to Tarang Online Radio and Tarang Devotional Radio. And we are canning this wonderful interview with Dr.Deepen Sinha. He holds almost 28 patents, or in the process of getting the patent for 28 intellectual property patents in United States of America. He runs a charity in India. He runs a ATC company in New York and also in New Jersey, in fact, and also in Noida around Delhi, in the NCR region of Delhi. Dr. Sinha, आपके माँ पिताजी का आप पे क्या इंस्पिरेशन रहा जो आपको आज भी अपने घर से, अपने गांव से इतना जोड़ के रखता है? इतनी व्यस्त जिंदगी के बाद भी आप अब समय निकाल पाते हैं। कहते हैं जी अमेरिका गए तो दूर देश चले गए और फिर अपनी जिंदगी, अपने हम वतन को याद करना भी मुश्किल होता है, क्योंकि भाग दौड़ की जिंदगी में ये भी एक बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है, लेकिन आप उसको भी उतनी ही अहमियत दे रहे हैं जितना आप अपने एक पेपर प्रेजेंटेशन में और एक पेटेंट के लिए आप जितनी जद्दोजहद करते हैं, उतना ही आप एफर्ट लगाते हैं अपने गांव के इस चैरिटी में भी। राइट।
तो हाँ, आपने ऐसा क्वेश्चन पूछा कि उससे आंख में आंसू भर आते हैं। हमारे पेरेंट्स का बहुत ही अच्छा इंस्पिरेशन रहा है। हमारे पेरेंट्स बहुत ही वेल एजुकेटेड पेरेंट्स थे हैं, मतलब हमारे पिताजी अनफॉर्चुनेटली 2011 में नहीं रहे, उनको ब्रेन कैंसर की डेडली डिजीज ने खा लिया, लेकिन वो हमारी लाइफ में बहुत अच्छे इंस्पिरेशन रहे। वो इलाहाबाद यूनिवर्सिटी के बहुत ही ब्रिलियंट स्टूडेंट थे और एक अच्छे स्टूडेंट थे जिसको बहुत लोग इनकरेज कर रहे थे कि आप खुद ही विदेश चले जाओ, लेकिन वो सब छोड़ के फिर वो वापस गांव पे गए और वहीं बसे और पूरा जीवन उन्होंने करीब 40 साल गांव में बिताया। और हमने जो बचपन में जो हम लोगों ने देखा कि छोटी छोटी समस्याओं को, गाँव की छोटी छोटी समस्याओं में इन्वॉल्व होकर वो जैसे लोगों की मदद कर रहे थे, तो उससे वो अपने में ही एक इंस्टीट्यूशन थे। तो जो फाउंडेशन हमने शुरू की वो उनके इंस्पिरेशन से, और जो हमारी ये अभिलाषा थी कि हम वापस अपनी जन्मभूमि से जुड़ जाएं, उसको लेके शुरू की। और इसमें हमारी माता जी का भी बहुत अच्छा इंस्पिरेशन रहा। वो अपने में एक बहुत अच्छी एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं। उन्होंने गोंडा में एक कॉलेज शुरू किया है, नारी ज्ञान स्तरी, जो सडनली कहीं से भी एक धूल भरी जमीन से लेके अब एक अच्छा डिग्री कॉलेज शुरू हो गया है, जिसको वहां पे मानक माना जाता है, स्टैंडर्ड माना जाता है गर्ल्स एजुकेशन के लिए, गर्ल्स हायर एजुकेशन के लिए। तो उनकी वो अपने माता पिता दोनों की लाइफ को देखते हुए और जो हमारी ये इच्छा थी कि हम अपनी जन्मभूमि से जुड़े रहें, उन्हीं उसी को लेके ये फाउंडेशन शुरू की, RN सिन्हा फाउंडेशन।
डॉक्टर सिन्हा, ATC lab, which is working in India and also has a head office in USA. What are the kind of cutting edge technology that you are working, if at all you want to describe a little bit?
So this gets into a little bit jargon, so I apologize if not all the audience understand that, but we believe that we have the most cutting edge technology in the area of audio processing and compression. So this allows us to do a number of things: build products for broadcasting, build products for two-way communication. But our core strength is that we believe that we have the most accurate and most detailed model for audio, audio production and audio perception, how human ear perceives the sound. So utilizing that core know-how, we have built this suite of products, some of which I believe are being used in the broadcast that we are seeing today as well. So that's our core strength.
This also gives me an opportunity to say thank you to Dr. Sinha, Dr. Deepen Sinha and his team, who had made this possible, the Tarang online radio that you have been listening worldwide, from California to London to Delhi to Bombay to Calcutta, Madras to Singapore and Sydney and all the cities in between. This is all courtesy Dr. Deepen Sinha and his wonderful team who has installed, who has been our technology partner for the Tarang online radio worldwide and Tarang devotional radio. Dr. Sinha, I have no words to say thank you to the wonderful team that you have. But how many channels that you have? I assume that you have developed over 100 radio stations in India.
Right.
And how has been that journey?
So it has been very interesting when we started. Initially, what the technology we were developing, we were mostly deploying it with customers in the US. But around 2011, 2012, we started exploring the local market in India. So it was very interesting. At that time, if you say that this thing is actually made in India, that was almost considered a negative. People had the expectation that something जो विदेशी है, बाहर से आई हुई है, वो चीजें better है. तो हमारे जो सेल्स टीम ने एडवाइस किया कि ये बोलो ही ना कि this is made in India product. Although we were beginning to make those products in India. So, but over time, I see a gradual or definite change in mindset, maybe driven by some of the initiatives that our government have now in terms of Make in India, etc. Now people are beginning to look at Indian technology and Indian products in a more positive sense. So now our technology is moving actually much faster than it was a couple of years ago when we were facing this difficulty that if you say something is produced in India or if it's a new brand that's perceived as an Indian brand, then that does not get the same value as a foreign brand. Although we are equally a US brand also. But here initially we went with the story that this is a Indian brand and that was not so palatable back 3-4 years. But now the view is changing and we are moving much faster because of that reason.
But then you already had pioneered in US market.
Right,
you
right.
worked with Sirius Radio,
Right.
which is the biggest radio,
the biggest broadcasters, right,
in USA and Canada.
Right,
How
right.
has been that experience? How did you break into that strategic market? Because there
Right.
we are talking about multi-million-dollar business.
So once again, I think it was both a combination of the strength of our technology as well as some people, the satellite radio was more experimental, open to new technology compared to the terrestrial radio. So they were much quicker to adopt some of the things, or they were thinking in a direction that allowed new technology to be deployed quickly. So that was definitely a very, very good experience, and it gave us the confidence to then branch out in international markets such as India at that point.
What is your tie-up with Sirius Radio?
So they are our biggest customers and they deploy a lot of our technologies, audio processing technology, audio compression technologies, audio processing products, and the whole range. In fact,
you are saying that these products are coming
Right.
from your back office, or you
Right.
call it home office,
Right.
which is India.
Right, exactly. So when we came back to India, it was interesting that we told people that they came from our back office, so they are in a way, as I was saying, that these are Indian products. But that was considered a no-no. So for a year, we had stopped saying that they are locally manufactured. We would say these are US products deployed already in the US, so hence adopt this. But although they were manufactured here, I mean, you're seeing the irony of this thing. But now that view has changed, now I see that people are more open to.
How tough it is to scale such a big operation to reach such a big market share, because radio in India itself is growing. The FM radio, the satellite radio, the radio, internet radio has a very big market. What are your future plans in India?
So I think Pranav, what you are doing is a great model. I think of course FM is growing in India. There are a lot of new FM stations are coming up. But where the future is, I believe, is in the web technology, web-based technology. Use the power of web to take any talent, whether it's in a remote village, remote town, to give a worldwide audience. So this is your vision. I salute you for that. I think what you are doing in the Tarang radio operation here is the model of the future. So we see a lot of growth in the web radio market in the coming years, and in fact with that in view, in April we are organizing a workshop to educate the industry better that how easy it is for somebody like you to take your talent, take your team, and bring everything to the web and give it a worldwide audience. So that's where the future is.
व्यूअर्स, आप ये आवाज़ यदि आप सुन रहे हैं पूरी दुनिया में, तो इसके लिए आपको धन्यवाद देना पड़ेगा श्री दीपेन सिन्हा जी और उनकी टीम एटीसी लैब को। हमारा तरंग ऑनलाइन रेडियो या हमारा तरंग डिवोशनल रेडियो डॉक्टर दीपेन सिन्हा और उनकी टीम ने इसमें बहुत मेहनत की और उन्होंने ये बनाया। इसलिए नहीं कि ये एक एफएम रेडियो या एक वेब रेडियो है, बल्कि इसलिए कि वी वर वर्किंग विद द टेक्नोलॉजी, वी वर ट्राइंग टू फाइंड द राइट मिक्स ऑफ द टेक्नोलॉजी टू स्केल इट अप एंड टू रीच द वर्ल्ड वाइड ऑडियंस। Dr. Sinha, it is also very important to know that, I mean, we all talk about how do we simplify what is audio. If we used to study in our comic book and in our science book that in World War II the sound coding was done and the decoding was done, and that is when the Allied forces won the battle. Right. That is how important the sound and on the audio coding is all about.
Right. Sound is of course very important part of our life, and it truly changes. Even when you have video, if you have good sound, the subjective test shows that the experience of video improves. So of course audio is very important, and the coding technologies and the processing technologies have allowed us to bring high quality audio to every nook and corner of the world.
Whether I think that is your USP as an individual, and the company's USP when you say that we basically want to bring high audio quality at a very low bit rate. How do you simplify it to the audience who don't understand these jargons?
So you may be like in a remote small town or a small village where your connectivity is either very poor or you're paying a big premium to receive a good data rate. So can you still enjoy the high quality audio and live audio? For example, coming from Tarang Radio, how can they get the benefit of your initiative or similar initiative? That's the challenge for technology companies such as ours. And this is where we live and breathe.
That has been your PhD thesis also, some kind of it.
Right. I mean, in a way, I'm lucky that my work has been kind of a continuation of my PhD thesis. Often that's not the case. You do PhD in one area, then you completely change your area. But I've been lucky that I've been able to continue working in similar technologies since that time.
Since we began this interview, you said that you are happy to be splitting your time and energy between two great nations.
Right.
But where does the skiing come in between?
Skiing.
Yeah, your hobby.
Right, that's one of my passion, or maybe somebody will say ill-advised passion. In our families, everybody has broken their arms and legs. I have had a major knee surgery, but we never give up on skiing. We always want to go back to the mountain. Just the challenge of zipping down at the high speed through chilling winds, that gives us the pleasure or the challenge. As somebody said, the bones will heal but glory is forever, so that's the passion.
और आपकी क्या क्या ऐसी हॉबीज हैं जो आपको अपनी काम की ओर, या आपकी पैशन है जो आपको अपनी काम की ओर 24/7 आप काम कर रहे हैं? इतनी सारी चैलेंजेस हैं, इतने सारे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज हैं, इतने सारे फैमिलीज आपके वर्क से बेनिफिट कर रही हैं, आपके सोशल चैरिटीज से, आपके प्रोफेशनल वर्क से, आपके एटीसी कंपनी से, इतनी सारी फैमिलीज, दे आर अर्निंग देयर ब्रेड एंड बटर और दे आर अर्निंग देयर लाइवलीहुड. हाउ बिग अ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी इज देयर?
So it is truly, sometimes it's very almost fearful that so many people have suddenly become dependent on the work that we are doing, but somehow I try to keep my head down and I think try to get inspiration from everybody's talent. So the whole team that I'm working with, I'm fortunate to have a very nice, very talented team in ATC Labs and also in the foundation, and I try to breathe through their talents. Just on myself I cannot do everything, so the goal is to really try to assimilate everybody's talent, listen to everybody and try to do the best that you can, and then if we succeed we succeed, if we fail, but let's see where things end up at that point.
यदि आखिरी में आपसे पूछूं, हिंदुस्तान में आप जब थे और आज आप यूएस में हैं, इतने सक्सेसफुल हैं, एक वो क्या मैसेज होगा जो आप अपने लिसनर्स को या अपने व्यूअर्स को आप देना चाहेंगे, जो कि उनको इंस्पायर कर सके कि जी, यदि आप में सलाहियत है और यदि आपका सर आपके शोल्डर पे है तो आप ज़रूर अपने गोल को अचीव कर सकते हैं, आपने तो 28 पेटेंट लिए, which is just unbelievable.
So maybe we need a different message for the cities and villages, but I just say what I said in the welfare mela, Janhit mela that we concluded in the village just 3 days ago. विलेजर्स के लिए भाई ये मैसेज थी कि बहुत से लोग हम लोग कर्म योग भूल गए हैं। हमारी संस्कृति में हमेशा कर्म योग की बात होती थी, लेकिन आजकल लोग अपने हाथ से काम करने में थोड़ा पीछे हटते हैं। जैसे ऑफिस में कोई आगे बढ़ गया तो वो अपनी कुर्सी ही उठा के एक जगह से दूसरी जगह लगाने में की बात में शर्माता है। तो हमारे पिताजी के भी ये सिद्धांत है, यही हम सबको बताते हैं कि अपने हाथ से कोई भी काम छोटा बड़ा करने से नहीं डरना चाहिए, और उसी से हमारा देश, हमारी समाज, सभी पूरा विश्व का ही आगे बढ़ सकता है। तो ये कर्म योग जो हमारे गांवों में और हमारे शायद शहरों में भी कुछ लोग भूल गए हैं, इसको हमें वापस अपने अडॉप्ट करना चाहिए। यही हमारी छोटी सी मैसेज रहेगी।
आपने कहा शहर के लोगों के लिए भी यही मैसेज है या कोई और? For the people in India who aspire to go to US or who aspire to excel in their study, aspire to reach new technological heights and reach dizzy goal, how they come back, how they learn, and how they do service to the country. You said that when you were paying 200 rupees for your study at
right.
IIT, there is a lot of substantial amount was coming from the government,
right.
and you still remember till date.
Right. So the message for the kids in the cities is that don't forget what the society has given you. Many kids forget, they develop a sense of entitlement कि हमें और क्या मिलना चाहिए. Instead of that, see what you have gotten from your parents, from your society, from your school, and how you can reconnect and give back to the society, to the country. India is a country in churning, and a lot is happening here. And now, if the youth of India can make great things happen, and that's the challenge, that let's try to give back to the society and the country and the world.
It reminds me of that special proverb that we all keep listening for decades altogether. Not what country gives to you, what you give back.
Right, I think that's what President Kennedy had said. Ask not what the country can give to you, but what you can give the country. So that's the message.
True embodiment of that proverb, if I may take the liberty to say.
Or in my case, 2 countries, but let's do it for our immediate societies. Let's start small
and immediate community.
Right. And be focused on the work. Let's not get sidetracked with narebaji or slogan or superficial work. Let's try to do something, even if you make a difference in the life of 1 or 2 people. Let's be sincere. Let's not try to do things insincerely. Let's do things with sincerity. That's my only message, based on my limited experience.
No, you had such a wonderful experience. Well, we have been listening to, at this point of time, we have to say goodbye to Dr. Sinha. We have been listening to Tarang Online Radio, Tarang Devotional Radio. This wonderful interview, a very thought-provoking and very early interview by a person who has already 28 patents waiting for his name in United States of America. Dr. Sinha, thank you for giving us time, and thank you also for giving us such a wonderful.
Thank you so much, Pranav. It has been truly a pleasure meeting you and your team. Thanks so much.
Thank you.